Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and with me by phone, it's everybody's favorite, I don't know what we would call you, vagabond, just general rabble-rouser. It's Jerry Pulaski.
The word you're looking for is wonderful and awesome.
Oh, okay. Well, here we go.
Jerry Pulaski here.
Mr. Wonderful and Awesome, Jerry Pulaski. And Jerry is joining me because we're going to be doing a little bit of a rundown of our kind of a pre-year or mid-year kind of preemptive strike at the top 10 list. We're going to be doing kind of our as we're currently sitting, top 5 of 2024. Now, they're not going to be ranked in any particular order.
Halfway through the year, as it turns out. So,
well, I mean, kind of.
Well, I write the checks. I get the government checks there, and it starts with a 6 this month. It would be halfway through.
It's true, but, you can make a solid argument that, if we did this on the last episode of the month, then it would be, halfway through.
That is splitting hairs.
Well, anyway, so today, while we are ranking, we're not ranking. We're listing. We're not ranking. We're not showing any favorites. I am going to be smoking the Padron 1964 Anniversary Presidente Maduro, and this is a 6x50 cigar. And it's a wonderful, wonderful cigar that comes in its own little tubey thing, and it's got a nice bit of age to it, and I'm so looking forward to it. So I have the Padron 1964. Jerry, what are you smoking anything there?
I did purchase, or shan't I say acquire, something called an e-cigar. I cannot get it lit worth a damn, as it turns out. It is not light. It is not cutting, and it is not lighting.
Oh,
as it turns out.
Well, that's an issue. I don't know if you're supposed to cut and light those, though.
They're going to get a strongly worded email, as it turns out.
All right, well, it's time to cut the cigar, and the official cutting is brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That is the number 2guyscigars.com. 2 Guys have been around for 40 years, and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows 2 Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You won't be sorry. Family-owned and operated, 2guyscigars.com does their very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and awesome customer service. What more do you possibly want? Please go to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase and tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. Although I don't think you're supposed to cut your e-cigar.
I'm trying to bite the tip off, as it turns out. It is not working, and I have already chipped a tooth.
All right. Well, I think there's probably a button or something on something like that. I'm not super familiar, but I'm feeling like there's probably a button.
Hey, I will play around with it.
Okay.
Although last time I tried to play around with something, I ended up blind for a while there.
Okay. Well, I'm getting some really fantastic, chocolatey notes on this Padron 64 on the cold draw.
And the cold draw, I get the plastic and a little melted plastic.
Okay.
What I get.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah, it's kind of a baker's chocolate, not your super sweet chocolate, but it's definitely a nice chocolate. All right, I'm going to fire this guy up. So, Jerry, it's been a minute since you've been on. How the hell you been?
Hey, pretty good. It seems to be a little better than you for the last few episodes I heard. I understand you were having some domicile problems.
Yeah, still looking for a house.
Well, I can offer you some tips there if you do become homeless from the last pulpit fest when you left me for dead.
I didn't leave you for dead per se, but yes, okay. What?
I was promised a ride home, and wait, I did, and ride no came. Ride no came, as it turns out.
Okay.
And so I got a quick hit list here, as it were. Some places you could squat, per se.
Oh, okay.
Because squatter rights are human rights, as I'm led to believe there.
That needs to be a bumper sticker. Squatters' rights are human rights. Okay. Anyway.
I got, for my time there, when I was forced to East St. Louis there, I squatted in a number of establishments that I could send your way here. The first on my list is a place called the Spivey Building. Are you familiar? The Spivey or the Spivey?
Yeah, okay.
I stayed there for a minute. Leave something to be desired. I bet, tough times call for tough measures there, as it were.
Okay.
Not the best time, but when your friend promises you're right and doesn't deliver, what is one to do?
Sorry.
Anyway, after you did not show, I was kicked out of that building, and I made my way down to the Majestic Theater, as it turns out.
Okay.
And that was also abandoned, and I also did squat. I did meet a pack of other squatters, and we kind of had a bond going there, and we shared a meal and played some music, and kind of shared some memories of this squatting, as it turned out.
Yeah.
And eventually they kicked me out, as I did resort to cannibalism.
Oh God.
I was only there for 3 days. But I got hungry, as it were, and from there I actually went from there I squatted, ironically, at a squat rack in the local Planet Fitness there.
Oh,
I
okay.
There, and then they ran the lump alarm, and back to Wisconsin I went there.
Okay, all right. Well, there's a couple of squatter options for me. I do
So
appreciate that.
If worst comes to worst, the Spivey Building, the Majestic Theater, and the squat rack at the Planet Fitness.
Well, and at least I know that the Majestic Theater doesn't put up with cannibalism.
No, they don't.
Okay.
They really drew a line in the sand on that one.
Oh well, it's nice to know that there's some ethics and some guidelines and standards and morals.
I mean, I asked.
You asked. Meaning what? Is it okay if I eat somebody?
Hey, would you mind if I take a little nibble there? And one thing led to another, and out of the Majestic Theater I went.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
and the worst part of it is they kept my blackberry brandy in the bag there.
those sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not the best time I spent in East St. Louis there, but again, if worst comes to worst,
Well, I know I've had Trent and Luke recommending that, saying that they've spent some time down in that neck of the woods, and that there's a lot of properties down there that I could probably pick up for a song. So it's nice to know everybody's been thinking the same thought, at least.
And dare I say, there is no shortage of shopping carts.
No, I would definitely have all the shopping carts I need for moving. So
ironically, nothing to buy.
Well, there you go. Well, speaking of buying things, you and I have our top 5 lists for the first half of 2024 here. And I'll admit, when you reached out with this show idea there, Jerry, I was a little surprised. I was like, son of a bitch, Jerry smoked 5 different cigars, this year that he wants to rank, huh? So I'm a little curious as to what you're bringing to the table here.
Well, I'm a rambling man, as it turns out, and been around the world there, and I've smoked along the way, as it turns out.
All right then.
But I mean, it would be rude of me to start this list on your show.
Oh, so you want me to start?
Well, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, again, we're doing these in in no particular order. These are just, 5 cigars that we've smoked and enjoyed, in 2024. So my first one is one that I smoked back near the beginning of the year, and technically I believe it came out in 2023. I think I've got 2 of them that technically came out in 2023. However, I smoked them on the show in 2024. And the first one is the Villiger Boulevard from West Tampa Tobacco. And it only comes in it may be different now. I don't think so. I think it only comes in the 6x60, which is a little larger on the ring gauge size for me. But holy shit, what a great cigar. And I don't know if Rick and Sarah at West Tampa Tobacco, I don't think they've put out anything yet that I haven't enjoyed. So the Villiger Boulevard has been a really, really good addition. I don't know if I don't think that's a regular thing. I'm trying to remember the story behind that, and I feel like that's maybe a limited product, but it's great, and I really do enjoy it. So the Villiger Boulevard from West Tampa Tobacco.
It sounds like a fancy date there.
It's a nice cigar, and I don't believe it's super expensive. I think it's a nice, affordably priced cigar. So what's your first one there, Jerry?
Well, as it turns out, I was at my local gas station, and there was this cashier named Kevin, and he kept trying to upsell me this little bastard there, but I eventually settled on the Dutch Master's Cherry.
Ah, okay.
And it was a tasty treat there. It paired very well with blackberry brandy. It was a cherry cigar there.
Yeah.
And it was quite an experience there. And a side note there, I am banned from that location as I was caught siphoning gas.
Oh God! Do you have a car?
I do not own a vehicle.
That's what I was wondering.
I just had a hankering for some gasoline, which apparently is frowned upon.
Yeah.
Even if you take it from a Ford Escort, which was not doing anything with it. The gas was just sitting there.
It was just sitting there.
And so, I Dutch Master's Cherry from that little asshole Kevin that sold me that.
That little asshole Kevin who sold you that.
He tried to get me to buy other accoutrements with it, Gatorade, as it were, some lottery tickets. Yeah, but he would just not stop with it. Eventually, I just said, "Hey, guy, I'm just here for the cigar."
Okay. All right. Well, just here for the cigar. You weren't taking the Gatorade and the other accoutrements, were you?
No. I was just there for the cigar and later the gasoline.
Okay.
That is neither here nor there.
Well, yeah, I would think the gasoline and the cigar probably wouldn't mix too well.
Yeah, better than you think. There.
Okay. All right. So my second one is one that I first experienced after TPE. It's a new addition to a line, and after smoking it, it became my favorite cigar that they put out, and that is the Superb from Blackbird Cigars. It's their first Habano offering, and I love that cigar. I am out of them currently. I need to get some more, but the Superb from Blackbird, it's superb. But no, it's just a really, really good, flavorful cigar, and I'm really, really in love with that one. So that's my second. Not ranking, but my second, one on my list so far for 2024. What about you there?
Well, speaking of Superb,
okay,
the White All Grape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and this was another gasoline station purchase. I did take it back to my apartment.
Noticing a trend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I did take it to my apartment, and I smoked it. And I did find myself, after a number of them, liking hip-hop music and cranking that quite a bit there. And I did end up mugging my neighbor, as it turned out.
Oh, God.
Which backfired on old Jerry Pulaski here. He had some egg on my face. quite literally, as she was making an omelet at the time of the mugging.
Oh, God.
And, back to my apartment with the tail between my legs, as it turns out.
I mean,
The white oak grape.
I'll be honest. I didn't realize you had an apartment.
Yeah. So, one of us is going to be homeless. And it ain't going to be me.
Well, you know what? I'm happy to hear that you have a place now. You're not living in anybody's crawl space anymore. It's a step up and an improvement for you, Jerry.
I mean, that's a current state of affairs anyway. I mean,
yeah.
God has his own design as to what comes next, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm living in the lap of luxury. Yeah, aside from all the Dominican neighbors, it's rather nice.
What's wrong with the Dominican neighbors? I mean, they might be able to roll cigars for you.
I don't know about that. I do know that they don't like to go to bed at a reasonable time, and they're very loud.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so wait a minute. You had this. It was a white owl grape.
Yes.
And this just prompted you to want to go and mug your neighbor.
Yeah, I think it had something to do with the grape flavoring there.
Huh.
It just struck old Jerry Pulaski that way anyway. As it turns out, the case is currently pending. I'm not really allowed to talk about it per se, but I don't think too many people listen to this here podcast.
Yeah.
Turns out.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Well, that's unfortunate. What are you gonna...
Maybe if this was a cigar authority, I'd have some trouble with that.
You son of a bitch. So what are you gonna do? So okay. Well, you know what? I'll put a pin in that question because I have a suspicion that it might be more relevant later as we get through your list. So, moving on to number 3, my third one on the list is one that actually really kind of surprised me. It's one that it took me by surprise. I didn't know what to expect from it, but it didn't give me what it definitely didn't give me what I think what I would have expected had I had an expectation. That made no sense. Whatever. Anyway, it's the blackened S84 from Drew Estate. The second outing with Metallica. So that one, it had the Connecticut shade wrapper on it and the Maduro, and it was just so much more balanced and nicer than the blackened M81. The blackened M81, I feel like it was just so like strong and in your face, but the S84, I feel like it had a lot more balance to it, and it was just a better all around smoke in my opinion. So I was really surprised by it. I didn't really think that it was going to be. I figured it might just be like a variation on the blackened, and it is. But I didn't really come into it expecting anything great, and I'm pleasantly surprised. It was a really good cigar. So, the blackened S84. Yeah.
Well, I have yet to try that one there, but I imagine the lighter shade would be a lot less in your face and obnoxious as it turned out.
It was. It was, in fact. Are you a Metallica person there, Jerry?
I am more of a Bon Jovi fan.
Oh, okay.
And polka, as it turns out.
I could, polka. I could totally see a guy named Jerry Pulaski being into polka.
Yeah, you would have guessed right there.
Okay.
I don't want her. You can have her. She's too fat for me, as it turned out.
What's your number 3, Jerry?
Well, back to my apartment there. I might be, with all these altercations I'm having here, I also might be homeless with you, because this latest one, are you looking for a roommate, perhaps?
I am not.
From what I understand, you have a duplex next door.
I do. There is an empty spot next door to me right now. I think they are working on it still. I'm not entirely sure. The dumpster was removed earlier this week, so that does make me wonder if it's just the demolition stage is done, or if like the bulk of the work is done and they're like kind of like putting finishing touches on. I don't know, but
I say that to say this. I found myself after smoking a pack of these next cigar with naked from the waist up
Oh my.
in the hallway of my apartment complex. There, it is the black and mild wine flavor, and
Okay.
I get drunk off a bag a box of those there. Uh, they were wine infused, and I passed out there. Uh, I mean, it could be that, or it could be half the bottle of Drano I had with it. But
That probably
either
had a
way,
lot to do with it, actually. Um,
fast forward hours later to me, naked from the waist up in the apartment, stroking my mustache,
okay. Okay.
and the know-it-all neighbor Susie uh, had a report to the management of this, and they took the photos, and there's an ongoing investigation. But black and mild wine.
So let me ask a question. How did the black and mild wine pair with the Drano?
I obviously pretty well there. Maybe too well, some might say.
It's good to know, you know. We don't get into pairings an awful lot on the cigar pulpit. So,
Maybe maybe you should.
I don't know if that's a pairing that I would like.
You would probably reach cutting room floor, I would think.
Something is going to reach the floor. I don't know if it would be that pairing or if it would just be my head. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Was it the Drano Extra Max or what sort of Drano was it?
It was the Walmart brand, the Great Value Drano.
Oh, it was just Great Value Drano.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Shrano, I think they call it here.
look, you gotta drink your Drano on a budget,
When you spend all your money in cigars, there's not much left over from
I
Social Security.
No, I get that. I do get that.
You
Okay.
get Social Security?
I don't get Social Security, no, but I understand smoking on a budget. So yeah.
It sounds like a topic for a future show
What? Smoking
or a
on
past show.
smoking on a budget with
Mm-hmm.
I mean I've done quite a few about smoking on a budget.
Yeah, I'm no fanboy there. I can't keep up with all of them.
I get that. I get that. Well, before we go too much further, how is your e-cigar?
It is not staying lit there. I have resorted to another thing. The gentleman I bought it from called it there's a weird flavor there. Fentanyl.
Oh Jesus. Okay. How's that for you?
Yeah, it's so far so good.
Okay. All right.
I am getting a little drowsy, but
Well, all right. Well, that's good to know as we're, 23 minutes into this thing that, I may not have you for the full time. So far, I've been really enjoying this Padron 1964. It's smoking very, very nicely. My burn line on it is, for the most part, pretty straight. I mean, I am sitting outside. But fantastic draw, great flavor. I'm getting that kind of earthy, kind of chocolatey, little pepper, slight pepper to the retrohale, not a ton, but the earthiness comes through on the retrohale as well. And it's just a super pleasant, good cigar. I'm really enjoying this one. Now, you know what's funny? I actually smoked a Padron at my dad's house. This would have been a little bit ago. This may have been last year. And I think it might have been. It was either a 64 or 26. And he said that he was smelling weed. Like, he said that it had a very distinct marijuana smell to it. Now, I did not get that smell from it. But we were outside, and admittedly, I'm kind of a little odor blind at this point to cigars. But I did not get that. But both he and my stepmom both said that they both kind of got a slight kind of marijuana smell from that cigar.
yeah, interesting.
Not putting out any weird rumors or anything like that, but. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Total Wine and More is spiking their Padron selection with some wacky tobacco, but
Were you near a valley of skunks?
No. We were just in his backyard.
It would make more sense if the weed smell came from the 64 as opposed to the 26 because I think there was more marijuana consumed in the 60s.
Maybe, but you got to figure, man, reefer madness was a big issue back in the 20s and 30s.
The documentary there, as it turns out.
Yeah. I actually have that on DVD. That thing is hilarious.
It's a true story.
Is it a true story?
Mm.
Okay. All right. Well, good to know. So, let's move on to number 4 here. We got 2 more on our list, and I actually have an honorable mention. I don't know if you do or not, but, whatever. My next one is also one that came out in 2023. Came out fairly late in 23, but I didn't get around to smoking it until this year. But it's not one that I find on the regular because really, quite frankly, I don't think anywhere around me carries it. I do know you can get it from twoguyscigars.com. And that would be the Perdomo 30th Anniversary Sun-Grown. And that was it was an amazing cigar. I have smoked all 3 of the Perdomo 30th, the Connecticut and the Maduro, and then the Sun-Grown. And I would say that the Sun-Grown is my favorite, followed very, very, very closely by the Maduro. I really did enjoy that Maduro. But that Sun-Grown, man, it's just got that nice kind of spice component to it, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful cigar. So the Perdomo 30th Anniversary Sun-Grown. And what's your number 4 there, Jerry?
Well, this cigar comes with a little memory there, but might make it a little better.
Well, and I think that's important for cigars. You know, if you have a memory that goes along with it, it just makes that cigar that much more special.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. And this cigar came to me from this nice gentleman named Philip at the local gas station. He found me when I was down on my luck.
Okay.
Not financial problems, but a gentleman named My Luck, an Asian gentleman that I found in the lobby of my apartment. My Luck is his name. Anywho,
oh God. All right. Okay.
I got to talking to this Philip, and he is just a gentleman of all sorts. He is just working here to pay for his mother's diabetes medication.
Well, that's very sweet.
Anywho, I got to talking to him, and we swapped things, and here, lo and behold, here he's inviting me to family get-togethers.
Okay.
And we're I'm in a current conversation of possibly swapping some organs with his mom. She is in need of a pancreas, as I alluded to, with the diabetes medication.
Yeah.
And old Jerry Pulaski could use a new liver, so we're trying to kind of do a gray market swap, as it were.
I kind of feel like that's going to end up with you needing diabetes medicine and her needing a new liver.
Well, I mean, with that attitude.
I'm just saying. I kind of feel like that's not going to work out well.
Well, you kind of got me down in the dumps a little bit, but Garcia Vega was a cigar that I smoked at Philip.
I'm sorry, what was it?
Just a Garcia Vega.
Oh, Garcia Vega. Okay.
And anywho, so yeah, we're in the negotiation stage, as I would have it there with the organ swap there.
Okay. So let's just review and recap here. First, we had the Dutch Masters Cherry. Then we had the Black and Mild, White Owl Grape, correct?
It's correct there.
And then there was the Black and Mild Wine Infused. And then now the Garcia Vega.
That is correct.
Okay. And then I had the West Tampa Tobacco Boliche Boulevard, the Blackened Superb, the Blackbird Superb. Then I had the Blackened S84, and the Perdomo 30th Anniversary Sun-Grown. All right. Well, this is it. This is the last one on our list. This is number 5. Not ranked in any particular order this time. This is just, 5 equally really good cigars that we enjoyed this year so far as we enter into the midpoint. And it's one that I recently smoked on the show and really enjoyed. It comes in at a fantastic price point. And it's the McAuliffe Blue. That cigar smoked wonderfully. Again, for the price point, I don't know if you can beat it. It's just a really, really fantastic cigar, and I need to get my hands on more of those. So what's your number 5 there?
Well, I hope you're ready to get your sacks blown off. Does it work?
Well, absolutely blown off.
You get that seatbelt on.
Seatbelt is on and snap shut.
Get your emergency brake ready.
Okay.
As we have the Backwoods Banana.
The Backwoods Banana. All right.
This was actually gifted to me from my court-appointed guardian, John Quimby there.
John Quimby.
And this was gifted to me after charges were dropped for the previous gas siphoning incident I referred to earlier.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, because his plate, his cup does run it over with old Jerry Pulaski here. He is a busy bee.
Yeah, I would think so.
Anywho, the Backwoods Banana was a delightful gift and treat if you're ever in the mood.
So is it kind of like the banana Laffy Taffy kind of banana?
You shut your whore mouth. This is the Backwoods Banana.
I get it.
Nothing like Laffy Taffy. I did not laugh once.
I just meant like flavor wise. Did it remind you of the banana Laffy Taffy?
More like the Runt candy.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I know those. So let me ask. So the charges for the gas siphoning were dropped, but you're still dealing with the whole attempted mugging of your neighbor.
Alleged
attempted mugging.
Allegedly is heard out there.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, we got to run with alleged on everything here because we don't want to, make any absolutes.
And if you don't mind, old Jerry Pulaski being a little bit greedy there, I got another one to mention.
Feel free.
Call it an honorable mention, as it were.
Okay. I have an honorable mention as well, so this works out well.
This was a Swisher Sweet blackberry brandy flavor.
See, I would have thought that would have made your list.
Well, no. The thing of it is, as it turns out, it was not actually blackberry brandy flavored. I just spilled some on a regular Swisher Sweet.
Okay.
As well as some mustard, but that is neither here nor there. But the old blackberry brandy on the cigar, it took me back. We were talking about earlier about they say that smell is the closest thing to memory there. But I got to disagree. I think the sense of taste, particularly blackberry brandy, is the one that really summons the memories for old Jerry Pulaski here or there.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember back in Vietnam.
Oh, no.
Me and my platoon smoked a victory cigar with the Swisher Sweet there and some blackberry brandy after we ransacked a village there in Nam.
Oh, God.
Come to find out, there was a kind of a screw-up by the airline there. There were a little flight delay there, and it wasn't so much Vietnam as Lansing, Michigan there.
Oh,
and it wasn't so much a Vietnam village as a Red Roof Inn. But anyway, I still had the cigar in the blackberry brandy. I'm come to think of it, I'm not really sure who the platoon was there.
I was going to
think about there. Anywho, it brought me back to that time in Lansing, Vietnam there. In
Lansing, Vietnam. Well, didn't you have an altercation at a Vietnamese restaurant once, I thought?
Trouble just follows me there.
It seems to.
It just they're all out for this handsome, awesome gentleman, Jerry Pulaski.
You know, John Quimby, despite all of the stress that you put him through, he really probably owes you a really nice fruit basket every year at Christmas. Because, my God, I can only imagine the amount of money that you're making for him in terms of, salary from court costs and everything.
Well, he did give me a fruit basket this month, but he said this had to do with Pride Month.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't so much fruit as a couple of gentlemen in a basket.
Oh.
He called it a fruit basket, as it were. But anywho,
well, he heard about you with my luck.
The news travels fast around these parts there, but yes, so. John Quimby has his handful with old Jerry Pulaski there, but he's got a heart of gold.
So is John Quimby going to accompany you down to Pulpit Fest?
He is going to drive me to the airport, and then he is going to monitor me through an ankle bracelet.
Oh, a tracking bracelet. Okay.
I call it a friendship bracelet.
I love it.
It was actually a friendship bracelet that was given to me after I was talking to this young lady online there.
Yeah.
And she was so nice that she had a bunch of undercover policemen barge into my house after talking to her. And that's when they rewarded me very forcefully that bracelet there, the friendship.
Oh, my God.
She had said she lied about her age. I will say that.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay.
I thought I was talking to a 12-year-old, and she claimed to be 14.
Oh, okay. I think both are bad there, Jerry.
Well, I tell you what, then that ad company, brother, big sister, need to really change their ad slogan. It was confusing there.
Very confusing.
I was trying to be a big brother.
And
anywho, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
water under that bridge.
We will let that go, and that can just be John Quimby's problem. Well, this was a good list. So just to review and recap, I had the McAuliffe Blue, the Perdomo 30th Anniversary Sungrown, the Blackened S84, the Blackbird Superb, and the West Tampa Tobacco Belice Boulevard. Now, my honorable mention, I did forget that, is not one that came out anywhere close to this year. But I broke into my box of Henry Clay Warhawk Rebellious this year, and I've smoked a couple of those, and my God, they're smoking wonderfully, and I'm trying desperately to keep them on hand and keep them around. But at some point, I'm going to burn the last one, and it'll be what it is. But that's my honorable mention in terms of cigars I've smoked and enjoyed so far in 2024.
Now, am I correct to assume here that in this upcoming Pulpit Fest, you are giving away all of these cigars that you mentioned to every attendee?
I do not believe that is the case.
Well, the Eventbrite, that's what it had said to me.
The Eventbrite is very, very, very vague in terms of details of what's happening at Pulpit Fest, because I set that up before a lot of details were finalized.
I might be reading between the lines, as it were. I am a bit of a dyslexic.
Now, Jerry, I do want to bring up something right here as it pertains to Pulpit Fest. I haven't talked to you about this yet, but we're considering bum fights.
Am I a visitor, a spectator, or a participant?
Well, that's kind of what I was going to ask is, are you interested in fighting, or how do you want to do that?
I would be a promoter of sorts.
I mean, these are Florida bums, so this could be a thing.
Now, I would.
They might be scrappy.
They've been training with alligators.
You would think.
But from my understanding, come August, you might be a bum.
It's possible. You're right. I might be fighting for a house by the time I get to August.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's no better place to be a bum than Florida. I tell you what,
You know, I have said that for, 20 years or better now, that if I were ever homeless, I would make my way to the Keys, because you can sleep on, you're sleeping on the beach, and there's bars there that you can do some odd work to make a little cash to pay for food and drinks and cigars. And then, when the hurricanes come, the government takes you out of there. And there's no
yeah,
winter. There's no winter. Why in the world would anybody, when they're homeless, want to live somewhere where there's winter?
I don't think it's necessarily a choice per se, just circumstances, as it were. But
I
I think
mean,
have it all figured out. A crawl space in the winter in the Midwest is no ideal lodging. But either is my apartment with all these loud Dominicans, as I referenced earlier. So kind of, pick your poison, as it were.
well, okay, but Jerry, you can always start making your way to Florida. You can start walking and hitchhike and hold on to the undercarriage of a vehicle for a little while, all Cape Fear style. I mean, there's ways for you to get to Florida if you wish.
Well, I tried. I got as far as St. Louis, where I was left for dead. It was a callback to the opening segment.
But then
with
you
the
went
squatters.
But then you went back.
Yeah, I mean, all's well that ends well, but there was some hairy situations there, as I alluded to there. Most notably in the Planet Fitness.
Oh, that was the worst, huh?
Well, these bigger gals do not like to be tickled, as it turned out.
Yeah, I would think that the gym gals would probably take not offense, but I don't think they would take kindly to just randomly being tickled.
Yeah, the manager was none too happy, and the squatting in the squat rack was short-lived at best.
Okay. I mean, are you considering staying in Florida when you're down there for Pulpit Fest?
Well, legally, I am not obligated to do so. However, it kind of depends on how well I fare in the bum fights.
It's true. So you are participating.
Well, we'll see there. Ultimately, as it turns out, it mostly depends on how much blackberry brandy is consumed. Because I have fought many a thing. Drink as a skunk, bums, gypsies, you name it.
Okay.
I even fought a gypsy bum once.
My God.
That was a tale.
I bet that's some superhuman strength going on right there.
I mean, they literally had a tail.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, why don't we go ahead and do this now? This will be an interesting twist. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarillo manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. Boy, before we get into this, I just did another retro hail in this Padron 1964, and man, the peppery spice is definitely ramping up. I'm at about the halfway point in this cigar, and maybe creeping up on the end of the second third here, but holy shit, that is definitely ramping up as I go through. But what a fantastic cigar. What a fantastic cigar. So, Jerry, this is a point when we talk about what we've been, consuming entertainment-wise, what we've been entertained by here lately, and, what do you have to talk to us about?
Well, as misfortune would have it there, John Quimby disconnected my wife, eh?
Oh, sure.
I was rather addicted to the Is It Cake show.
Is it cake?
I lost roughly $5,000
Oh,
on that
shit.
show, and I spent the following week convinced everything was cake. Now I am out of appliances, and the neighbor's dog is murdered.
Oh, God. All right, well, Yeah.
Turns out none of them were frickin' cake.
None of them were cake.
I nonetheless did eat the toaster.
Oh, well, got to get your roughage in there, I guess.
It is a devil show that is a cake there.
Your iron.
Everything is cake, and some things not so much. Neither here nor there. But anywho, after that, after the disconnecting of the Wi-Fi there, and the is a cake mishap. For Pride Month, I've just been watching a lot of the WNBA.
Oh, well, there you go.
Them fellas sure can play a good ball game.
I mean, they're women, dude.
What?
Yeah, no, it's the WNBA. It's the women NBA. It's a moth.
I thought W stand for white.
no, it's women.
Why can't they shoot?
Oh, God. The WNBA is getting a lot of promotion here lately. There's been a big push for that.
Yeah, I've been pushing it too. While I watch it, as it turned out. But couldn't find out that these fellas did look a little, feminine now that you see it there.
Yeah, so it's because they're women. I mean, at least supposed to be.
Knock me over with a feather.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, I don't know. What happens when, an NBA player, decide, maybe is on the downward slide of his career, not putting up as many points in the actual NBA, and decides that he's going to identify as a female and jump over to the WNBA where he can put up like 80 points a game,
I'd watch the hell out of that there.
I mean, I'm just saying. I feel like that's something that we could, we could end up seeing in our day. Who knows? Whatever.
I think you just glimpsed into the future there.
Maybe.
I think this might have been a Quantum Leap episode.
On the other hand, I got back into the Americans. I'm in the final season of watching that. And, it's, I've been working on that all fucking year, it feels like. But, it's like I'll watch it for a while and then I get out of it and then I get back into it. And so I'm in the final season of the Americans on Hulu there. And otherwise, I really haven't, done a whole lot. I have started another book. I can't remember.
Not to interrupt,
yeah.
Miller, but did you see the prequel to the Americans?
I did not.
It was called The Native Americans.
Oh God, no, I did not.
It was short lived. They got overtaken by blankets. Spoiler alert.
So I've heard.
Yeah, but the follow up, the American sequel seemed to be a lot more prosperous and successful.
Okay. Well, I mean, The Americans is about Russian spies that are living undercover in the United States during the Cold War in the days of Ronald Reagan as president, and kind of their efforts.
What the hell was I watching?
Well, I don't have no idea, but it's designed to, they're there to undercut the United States, and it's all the drama intrigue of their efforts. So
maybe this was during my Black and Mild Wine blackout.
Yeah, that and the Drano.
Yeah. This is, now that you say that there was a great value if I manufactured a whole show in a subgenre.
I was gonna say you have just gone in a whole different direction. So I mean, that maybe you need to take pen and paper and go down the Black and Mild Wine and Drano hole, Or I'm sorry, what did you say? Strano? Was that the
Schwano? It was a great value brand.
Schwano. Okay.
It was a great value brand, and it turned out it was a great value. Mostly because I did shoplift it.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a great value if you're just 5-finger discounting it.
Well, this was more like a parachute pant discount.
Okay.
A cargo short discount, as it were.
I gotcha. You know, I not that I'm encouraging shoplifting, but that's kind of impressive given the amount of cameras at your average Walmart. I mean, you know, they've got better security than Fort Knox, it seems. So, I mean, I have to admit that while, again, I'm not glorifying shoplifting, I am impressed that you were able to get out of Walmart with a bottle of Schweno.
Well, they might have told me to stop, but through a series of rather serious ear infections I've had, my hearing is not so great.
Ah, okay.
My mustache is used to kind of like whiskers and a cat. Most of my senses arrive from my mustache, or the moustache, as I call it.
So does that mean, so the whiskers on a cat, they come out as far as the width of the cat. So they're designed to be able to like tell the cat like, you know, of its surroundings and everything. So does your mustache go as wide as your body width?
I did not know I was privy enough to be on the phone with a zoologist. But
that's just a random bit of information that I know.
Ken Jennings over here. Anywho, the width of my mustache depends on my state at the time there. When I'm excitable, it gets hard and extends to a certain degree, particularly when I watch on the WNBA.
Oh, dear God.
As a result. But yes, it does have some feelers on it. Like I say, I use that to navigate around, and I can, go through my apartment and avoid the Dominicans, as it were, and be on my merry way. But my hearing not so good, but my mustache hearing real good. Yes,
well, and now I'm sitting here kind of wondering, like, okay, if you woke up shirtless and stroking your mustache after the Black and Mild wine and Drano combination, is stroking your mustache maybe like code for something?
Yeah, it was trying to get my hearing back.
Oh, okay. trying to trigger the senses. I see. Okay.
My equilibrium, as it were.
Okay. All right.
I'm pretty sure my heart stopped for a minute.
I mean, dude, if you drank a bottle of Schweno, I can almost imagine that your heart came close to, if not actually stopping.
My mustache acted as a defibrillator of sorts.
Well, you know, that's a very nice attribute that your mustache has then, I suppose.
It is my X-Men power.
There you go. It's your.
I understand you like the comic books, Mr. Miller.
I do. So now I know that you have a magic mustache,
which you could experience at Pulpit Fest.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to be at Pulpit Fest, you can ask Jerry Pulaski himself to experience the magic mustache.
It's $5 for a rub, $10 for a picture with a mustache.
Oh, that's not a cheap date for the mustache then.
Well, I need to find a way to get back home. As it turns out.
Wait a minute, you're not buying, or you're not getting a two-way ticket. You're only getting a one-way ticket to Florida.
I could only afford the one-way, and I promised to John Quimby that I will come back.
Does John Quimby want you to come back though?
Well, I mean, his heart says no, but his mind says yes.
Okay. The logical side of it, the practical side of his brain is telling him, like, hey, I need to get this guy back to Wisconsin.
He might have to come back with John Walsh or Dark the Bounty Hunter.
Dear God. Boy, now there would be an episode of Dog the Bounty Hunter I would pay to see. His dog coming after Jerry Pulaski.
Well, it's just yet another reason to attend Pulpit Fest.
There you go.
Yes, I am spry. Believe it or not, I am spry. I'm on my second liver. Yeah, I'm due for a third.
I was gonna say, wait a minute. You said you needed a new one. You're already on your second one.
Yeah, I'm. The second one is it's got about a quarter of a tank left here. So I'm looking for a third one, which is why I'm in advanced negotiations with Philip's mom there from the Quick Trip gas station here.
Okay.
Shout out to Quick Trip.
Quick.
See you next time.
Oh shit. I'm sure they're gonna love that one. All right then. Well, fun. This is good. Um, well, yeah. I don't even know where to go from here.
You were talking about the Americans, and then I interrupted you, and I went down a rabbit hole of sorts.
You
But
did.
you were about to mention a book.
Well, I did finish a book. I don't remember if I mentioned it the last episode that I did this or not, but it's the first book in the Parker series by Richard Stark. It's The Hunter. But I've started a new book, and it's I'm kind of burning through a stack of them that I've got going here, and I'm kind of enjoying that as a change. But I'm reading a book called The Thursday Murder Club, and it's about these old folks that live in an old folks home, and they get together every Thursday to solve a mystery, kind of like as a game. But then, of course, somebody at the old folks' home actually gets murdered, and so now they're investigating it and looking into this actual murder. So it's kind of a mix of like, Golden Girls meets like Murder She Wrote, I guess maybe.
The Hardy Girls.
There you go. So no, I'm it's something fun. I'm enjoying it.
I have also read. I binged the entire series in one night of a Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Well, look at you.
And the title there, it says ages 10 to 14.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I read all of them, and I did feel like a 10 or 14-year-old
Well,
by the end of it.
That's good. It brought the youth back into you. That's a nice thing.
Even more spry, and I think I might not even need that third liver.
Oh, all from the power of a book. There you go.
It's like that old Twilight Zone episode, Kick the Can.
I don't know if the blackberry brandy is helping the liver situation.
We have on the other line here a pretty pooper.
I'm just saying. I will say I definitely know that the Schwano is not helping the liver situation.
Well, it's it's not an everyday drink.
I would hope
It's
not.
just special occasions there. Ken at Ashnale, will he be providing blackberry brandy and or Drano?
I don't know about the blackberry brandy since I know his liquor license really only pertains to beer and wine. However, the Schwano or Drano, that should be very easily procured anywhere. So, if that's the case, I'm sure that Ken can accommodate and can get a bottle of it for you.
Yeah, I've also acquired the taste of late for nectar I've been stealing from the hummingbirds in my neighborhood there, and that also could be attributed to my spryness. I can now fly backwards.
Isn't that just sugar water, though?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not a doctor.
Okay.
I'm not a scientist.
But you're
Not
flying
a
backwards,
doctor,
so there you go. You just flapping your arms like really, really fast.
This has been the Villiger segment.
Yeah, Villiger's getting their money's worth out of this one, let me tell you. Anyway, well, as I enter the final third of this cigar, let's talk about fucking good coffee for a minute. Fucking good coffee, guys. It pairs wonderfully with your cigars. Nick Gervais over there at Fucking Good Coffee, he's got all kinds of great flavors and blends that you can try out. The Lounge Blend is one that, as I said, it is designed to pair with every type of cigar you can imagine. But then also, at least for a little bit longer, I don't know, how much longer. For all I know, I'm speaking out of turn. There is the Cigar Pulpit Daily Press. Additionally, he's got like some bourbon barrel aged, or bourbon, bourbon coffee. He's got all kinds of great flavors over there. So you're going to want to try out the Fucking Good Coffee. So head on over to fuckinggoodcoffee.com. Look it up, place an order, pair it with your cigars, enjoy it in the morning because you don't want to be a fucker. Drink Fucking Good Coffee.
Yeah, I don't know if you have how much sway you have there, but you should get a new pulpit blend, the blackberry brandy blend.
Oh, a blackberry brandy coffee blend. That would be an interesting flavor.
Jerry Pulaski approved.
I mean, I like berry flavored things. I can't say as I've ever actually tried blackberry brandy though.
Well, I have.
Well, I know you have. That's like your staple drink. Of course, now Schwano is going to come into the mix as well.
Up here in Wisconsin, we're known for cheese. We're known for football. We're known for blackberry brandy and supper clubs, and you could do all of them at one place theoretically.
Supper clubs. Okay. All right. Anyway, in terms of the socials, I'm available on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I'm on Facebook with the Pulpit Parishioners group. You can get in on the fun there. I'm on Twitter/X, YouTube, where you can watch this. And guys, I just posted my first TikTok. So I made a tick. So, or talk, or whatever the hell you call it. So, if you're one of these hip young kids that likes the TikTok, I don't know if I'm going to do much of that. But, for shits and giggles, I made one. And so it's over there. So you can find me at the Cigar Pulpit on TikTok if you, so like to.
As far as socials there, John Quimby disconnected my Wi-Fi, and I can't figure out the Dominican Wi-Fi as I don't speak Spanish.
Well, after you're talking to a either 12 or 14-year-old, it's probably for the best that perhaps you don't have access to Wi-Fi.
That was years ago.
Oh, I thought that was recent.
Oh, no. I would not be able to go to the Pulpit Fest if that were the case.
True. I will say that's the kind of thing that haunts you for a long time there, Jerry.
Well, I sleep well.
Well, okay. I don't necessarily mean how you sleep. It's much more in terms of like, it follows you around. Like it's an ongoing issue.
Oh, that was not how it was described to me. Yeah.
Not on any kind of registry for that or anything?
Well, yeah, but the way they sold it there, it was kind of just like like a fan group, is the way I thought.
Mm.
And they made me go around introducing myself to the neighbors, but I thought that was just a way to be polite and friendly.
Well, were they polite and friendly back to you when you did it?
Not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much. Yeah, but I thought that was just because they were discriminating against the Polish there.
Oh, well, maybe. I don't know. I can't say for certain. You could be right. Maybe they just don't like the Polish.
That's the way I took it.
Okay.
I don't know how else you could take it.
Okay. All right. Well, so final thoughts on your e-cigar there.
Yeah, the final third.
And the fentanyl,
The final third's got a kick of the fentanyl. It pairs well with the melted plastic.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think I am going to be kicked out of my second Planet Fitness here.
Oh, God. Are you in Planet Fitness?
They were the only ones that had a cell phone service.
Oh. So you're just hanging out in a Planet Fitness right now?
Well, I'm on a treadmill at a very slow pace.
I was going to say, you're not huffing and puffing. I'll give you credit for that. You sound really good.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought if you were on a treadmill, I'd be hearing some sort of strain to the voice.
Or it's just a leisurely walk.
Wait, you're on a treadmill at a Planet Fitness, firing up an e-cigar and fentanyl.
Well, yeah, I've gotten a couple of dirty looks, but again, I thought they was just anti-Polish looks.
Okay.
But I've been walking on this treadmill for roughly about 4 days now.
Oh,
It's
God.
because, well, as I mentioned before, I kind of went gun ho on my appliances and thinking they were cake, and turns out my house key not cake.
Oh, so you can't get back into your apartment right now, is what you're
Not,
saying?
not at the moment there.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Well, and shit, you can't ask your neighbors because it's either the loud Dominicans or the lady that you tried to like mug.
and in the one dog I murdered thinking it was cake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would think they would not be too happy with you right now either.
All roads point to the Majestic Theater in East St. Louis.
But they don't want you back because you tried to eat one of them.
Well, it sounds like I'm not wanted anywhere.
No wonder you were asking if I was interested in a roommate. So,
Yeah. I think the old top hat man could use some company. We could kind of do like a duo, like a Martin and Lewis thing in your dream state there.
oh, fuck. That's all I need. Wake up and I see the top hat man. In reality, it's Jerry Pulaski standing there dressed like him.
Yeah, I could wear a top hat. I could wear that old Ed Gein kind of hat that they got
Oh
there.
yeah, that's not gonna haunt me later. Is thinking about you in the corner with an Ed Gein hat, freaking staring at me. Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
do well as your crime tale book now, there, Mr. Miller.
no shit, right? Um. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the 2024 mid-year cigar recap there. I
And
think
if you write down either list, you could go to your local gas station or brick and mortar and try to, you know, try these sticks.
you should. You should do that. And maybe one of these days, Jerry, I'll have you on the show and we'll actually smoke a black and mild wine or a Dutch Master Cherry or something like that.
I hope you have the following day free because that old black and mild wine was that was
Well,
a gift that keeps on giving.
I'm not entirely sure. Oh God, I'm not entirely sure I'm going to pair it with Schwano.
Oh, okay, I recommend that there. They are wine infused though. I don't know how much of a cheap date you are,
Okay.
but it might put you over the edge of the wine infused there. I
Mm.
will say, the white owl grape is you don't want to be doing that one either because you'll spontaneously start dancing and overreact to street magic.
Oh. Okay. Street magic. Well, thankfully we don't have too many street magicians in the town that I currently live, but you never know where I'm going to be living by the time we end up doing this episode. So, it's possible that perhaps there might be street magicians there. So, who knows?
I'll go ahead point to the Majestic
I
Theater.
mean, I've got 3 houses I'm looking at literally tomorrow as I'm recording this with you on a Thursday night for release on Friday. I mean, I'm going to be busy on Friday with 3 houses and a Pulpit Fest strategy call, and then I'm picking up my son for the weekend. So it's a busy Friday.
It is a busy, busy bee, Mr. Miller. You're a busy, busy bee.
Burning the candle on all ends right there, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, anyway, Jerry, thank you so much for taking time out. I appreciate it.
Any excuse to talk to my good friend, Mr. Miller, who conveniently did take away my only access to him with
Ask the
Ask
boys.
Voice.
You know,
Mm,
it's funny you mentioned that because, I do think, real quick, let's test something. Let's test something right now, Jerry. I'm putting you on the spot. We're going to test something right now. I don't know if I can do this, though, with you on the phone now that I think about it. So there is a message on the hotline here. And I don't know if I can play this with you on the phone or not, but I'm going to attempt it. So just hang tight for me. Oh, can't listen to voicemail. Please end the current call. Never mind. So I can't listen to that while I do that. But I did have somebody call in. This granted, this is from December of last year, talking about cigar smoking gifts and things of that nature. And I think I did a show about this. Now that I think about it, I think I talked about what are the worst gifts to give somebody for a. Oh, no. I'm sorry. That was the one I had pinned. There's one from April of this year that, well, it's 3 seconds long, so it looks like it's spam. But, yeah, well, this was pointless. But the point is, people are apparently, you can call it still. So, for shits and giggles, God, now I got to remember that. Oh, there's the number. Okay, I'm having to look up the number here. It's been so damn long since I've done it. You know what? For shits and giggles, why don't we try this? For anybody who's listened to this far in and they feel like giving the Ask the Boys hotline a call just to see, just so I can test this and see if it's working again. Because I had a real fuck up with the app and it was not working. But there's been multiple updates since then. So we'll see. Maybe before I give this a dump and move over to like a Google Voice number or something like that, why don't you try calling? It's area code 863-874-0000. That's area code 863-874-0000. And try giving me a call. Leave a message with a question, comment, whatever. And we'll see if I can maybe restart the Ask the Boys. Because I would like to. I've missed that show. It was always fun. And I think it would be a good time to try and I think it'd be good to bring that back if I can. But anyway, we'll give that a try.
The judge counted that as therapy and was terms of my house arrest. So I had to revisit that when you took that away.
I mean, if you wouldn't have lost your internet, you could have just emailed me.
I didn't think about that. Would you settle for a sext?
I mean, I do not want to see your penis, Jerry. I don't want any dick pics.
When you put it that way.
I'm just saying, I don't want any dick pics, dude.
It kind of sounds like you want a dick pic.
No, it in fact says, I'm specifically saying, I do not want a dick pic from you, Jerry.
Well, if the listeners are getting a hold of this and you can't get to the Ask the Boys, why don't you weigh in if Nick wants a dick pic here? Because it kind of sounds like he... Well, some food for thought.
Area code 863-874-0000. And on that note, before this goes any more off the rails, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
Yeah, Jerry Pulaski here.
Everybody stay safe and stay smoky. I am down to the very end of this thing, and I am at the point where it is burning fingertips and burning lips. But by God, I really enjoyed this Padron 64 anniversary.
It's a tasty cigar, and this is perfect timing on that as well as me because I am getting this stink eye from the managers here at the Planet Fitness.
Time for you to shuffle on.
I'm going to skedaddle while I still can.
All right. Well, take it easy, everybody.
Talk to you later.